and I've never really had a chance to express that.
Call me Extradamus if you want to, but I told y'all, this nigga was laughing through her corny jokes, dealing with her insufferable attitude, just sitting there. You could tell when a nigga got some disdain for the bitch. He ain't never really want to be with her, period. You know what I'm saying? He just left Golden State. He needed to switch up the conversation, switch up the meta. He get with this chick. He probably noticing everything that Tory noticed that goddamn night. She loud, she's drunk all the time, boisterous, and the only thing she was trying to bring to the table is a couple fucking recipes from out of a goddamn TikTok cookbook, okay? And even then, you could tell this nigga was just like, he couldn't even swallow under the meal. I'm keeping it being with you. You get what I'm saying? And he supported her habit while he was out fucking other chicks.
But Tory Lanez, the man's been locked up staying low, doing his time, and the second Klay Thompson dips out on Megan Thee Stallion. Oh my god, bro, pops out of nowhere like he's been sitting in that cell, just waiting for this exact moment, gang. I'm telling you straight up. This is one of the wildest celebrity drama moments I've seen in a minute. And yeah, we're breaking all of it down today, but before we even get into Tory's response, we gotta talk about everything that led up to this, because if you don't know the full backstory, you're not gonna understand why this hits different. So sit down, lock in, and don't even think about touching that back button, because this video is about to go places you're not ready for. Let's get into it. Okay, so here's where we start, right? Because the title brought you here, and I'm not about to play with y'all word to my mother, Tory Lanez, who is currently serving a 10-year sentence for the 2020 shooting incident involving Megan Thee Stallion. Reportedly had a message go out now. Whether it came from his team, someone close to him, or it got leaked somehow, it hit the internet and the blogs picked it up instantly. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know every word verbatim because I'm not in the business of spreading misinformation, but what's being reported, and y'all can go check this yourselves, is that Tory's camp allegedly let it be known that he saw what happened with Klay and Megan, and the energy coming from his side was basically a told you so. Oh my god, a told you so lean, prison, and still moving petty like that. That is actually insane, no cap. That takes a certain level of confidence or delusion. Honestly, y'all can debate that to be behind bars and still feel like you won something. Crazy, but here's the thing, gang. When you step back and look at the bigger picture, when you really zoom out and see everything Megan went through with Klay, you start to understand why the internet is reacting the way it is. Because this story has layers, deep ones. So let me break it all the way down. From the beginning, alright, so get this summer 2025 Megan Thee Stallion, 3 Grammys, multiple Billboard Hot 100 #1s, one of the most talked about women in the entire industry, starts quietly dating Klay Thompson, a 4-time NBA champion who just signed with the Dallas Mavericks. At first, nobody even knew for sure, and here's the crazy part, the first hint fans got. A bikini photo? Yeah, Megan posts a carousel on Instagram, regular stuff, beach vibes, but fans start zooming in like detectives working a cold case, and sure enough, people in the comments are like, hey, yo, is that Klay in the background? That's how it started. No announcement, no press release, just fans playing Where's Waldo and Meg's vacation pics. Then July 2025 hits, and it's official. Megan hosts her Pete and Thomas Foundation Gala in New York City, a charity event honoring her late mother. So this meant something to her, and she walks the red carpet with Klay Thompson on her arm. That was their public debut, and the internet lost it because think about it, gang. This isn't just any couple. You've got one of the most outspoken, headline-dominating female rappers linking up with a legendary NBA player, entering a new chapter with a new chapter with a new teen. People instantly compare them to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, that kind of celebrity athlete power duo taking over pop culture. And honestly, for a while, that's exactly what it felt like. And this is where it actually gets sweet, because when this relationship was good, it looked good, like movie level good. And we gotta talk about this part because it makes everything that came later hit way harder. So Megan starts posting golf videos with Klay. She's out there on the course letting him pick her outfit, lavender skirt, white top. And yeah, that combo actually goes hard, and she's giddy, like genuinely happy, posting stuff like, ever since I've been in love, my golf game getting better, and Klay's right there beside her smiling. Chat, are we surprised? That man was smitten, but wait, it gets even more wholesome. They go fishing together. Megan Thee Stallion fishing. If you told me in 2019 that the woman behind WAP would be posting fishing trips with an NBA player, I would have said you're lying, but here she is enjoying his company, going on little Adventures looking like a whole different version of herself, and then Thanksgiving hits, and this is where I really said and now out loud, Megan is in the kitchen cooking for Klay's entire family. She posts herself making spaghetti and catfish, a combo Klay had never even tried before she made it for guests. And after that, he wanted it every single week, every week. One of Klay's teammates even went on ESPN saying Megan made sure everybody was fed. Guests were leaving with bags of leftovers, and it ended up being one of the best Thanksgivings they ever had. All because of her. That's wild when you think about it. Because the internet paints Megan as this untouchable, hot girlie doing whatever she wants. And here she is cooking for her man's family, like she's auditioning to be his wife. That's not hot girl anthem energy, that's real love, and Klay matched it. At least at first he named his boat after her. The man literally called it the SS Stallion. Think about that, pulling up to the dock every day looking at your girl's name on your boat. That's not casual, that's a statement. Then February 2026 comes around Megan's 31st birthday, and Klay reportedly shows up with a tropical vacation and a Bentley, not flowers, not a card. A whole luxury car plus an international trip, gang. That's not how someone moves if they're planning to leave. Or at least it shouldn't be, but hold on. We gotta slow it down for a second, because to really understand why this situation is so messy and why Tory Lanez's alleged reaction is causing so much noise, you need to understand who Megan Thee Stallion really is beyond the headlines. So let's go back, Megan. Thee Stallion, real name, Megan Jovan Ruth Pete, grew up in Houston, Texas. Her mom, Holly Thomas, was also a rapper, so she was raised in music. But life wasn't easy. She lost her grandmother. Then in 2019, she lost her mother to brain cancer. That's real pain, real loss, and she turned that into becoming one of the most dominant voices in hip-hop. Now here's where it gets interesting. While dealing with that grief and building her career, she also built the Hot Girl brand. And at the center of that brand is a very specific image, independent, unbothered, not tied down, doing what she wants when she wants. Then WAP drops. Yeah, WAP, that song broke the internet in 2020. #1 hit sparked debates everywhere, had people clutching their pearls coast to coast, and one of the most talked about parts, the line about not cooking, not cleaning, not playing that a wifey role, that was a whole statement, a declaration. So here's the tension. You've got a woman whose public persona says, I'm not that girl, but in real life, she's cooking for a man's family, going fishing, letting him pick her outfits. She's stepping into every role she once said she wouldn't, and that's not a diss. That's actually kind of beautiful, because it shows that behind all that energy, Megan is still someone who wanted real love, someone willing to be vulnerable for the right person. She believed Klay was that person, and that's what makes what happened next hurt so much. But before we get there, we can't skip this part, because Megan's relationship history isn't just complicated. It's heavy, and the heaviest chapter involves Tory Lanez. So let's rewind to 2020. Megan and Tory were in the same circle at a party in Los Angeles that July, and what happened that night changed everything. Megan was shot in the foot. Tory Lanez was later convicted in December 2022 and sentenced to 10 years in August 2023. Think about that. She was already grieving her mother, then goes through a shooting, a massive public trial, and watches people online question her story while she's the victim. The level of trauma in that period is hard to even process, and now here's what makes Tory's alleged reaction so wild. This is someone in prison reportedly letting his camp comment on Megan's love life like it's some kind of scoreboard, like her pain is something to measure. That's crazy, no cap. Because while he's sitting in a cell, Megan spent those years trying to rebuild, trying to heal. She even said in a People magazine interview around the time her relationship with Klay went public that she didn't expect to be in a relationship, that she had been in a relationship, that she had been working on herself, getting to a better place mentally, and that the love she found came from finally feeling ready again. So when you understand everything she went through, the shooting, the trial, the public doubt, the trauma, and then you see her open up again, cooking Thanksgiving dinner, being vulnerable, letting herself love again, you understand why the internet is reacting like this, because she went through the fire, came out ready to love again, and it still didn't work out. Now this is where it gets real. Stay locked in, because this part changes everything. So boom, earlier in 2026, Megan is in Milan with friends, including Olympic athletes who are engaged. She wasn't hiding it, she put it out there, and the internet was rooting for her, because look at the story. Arc, a woman known for not being a wifey material, falls in love, builds a life with an NBA star, starts doing all these relationship things, and then openly talks about wanting marriage. That's growth. That's a love story, and Klay, at least publicly, was matching that energy, naming boats, buying Bentleys, bringing her around family. Everything pointed to a man who was all in, and Megan believed it. She had every reason to, but here's where everything flips, so listen. This is the moment that had Megan on the Instagram stories on April 25th, 2026 and split the internet in half. After all of that, the boat, the Bentley, Thanksgiving and dinner manifesting an engagement, Megan Thee Stallion found out Klay Thompson had been unfaithful. No hints, no vague posts, she said. It's straight up, she wrote. Cheating had me around. Your whole family playing house at that line alone. Devastating, because a playing house means she thought it was real. She was all the way in. She was in his home cooking his food, meeting his people, and he was out here moving like none of it mattered. But it gets worse. Because cheating is one thing, the way he responded when she confronted him, that's what really pushed it over the edge. And this is where I need y'all to lock in, because this part matters. According to what Megan put on blast, Klay basically told her he wasn't sure he could be with just one woman. That monogamy was something he struggled with, that he didn't know if he could stay loyal to her alone after a Bentley, after the boat, after Thanksgiving with the family, after she's in Milan manifesting an engagement ring. I'm not even gonna lie. I had to sit with that for a second when I first heard it, because if you know you're not built for monogamy, you say that from the start. You don't wait until a woman's already met your entire family. You don't wait until you've named a boat after her. You don't wait until she's publicly talking about wanting to be your wife, but he didn't. He let her go all in. He let her be vulnerable. He let her rebuild herself after everything, after Tory, after losing her mom, after years of trauma, and then when it came down to it, he says he doesn't know if he can be monogamous. That's wild. No cap. One of the coldest things I've heard in a celebrity breakup in a minute, not because Klay's some cartoon villain, I'm not here to just clown him, but because of the timing, because of how much she invested, because of who Megan is and what it took for her to even get to that place emotionally. And she said it herself on Instagram. She wrote, "A holding you down through all your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. Now, you don't know if you can be monogamous?" Gang 4?4. That's not just frustration, that's disbelief, that's someone who genuinely didn't see it coming. And then she ends it with, "I need a real break after this one by y'all." Now, here's the part that really hit me after Megan posted all that confirmed the breakup and affirmed the breakup, and the internet went crazy. She still had to go to work that same night. She's currently starring in Moulin Rouge on Broadway playing Zidler, and she's the first female identifying performer to take on that role in an 8-week run. And the same night she posted about the breakup, she had a show she had to get in costume and perform in front of a full theater, and she did it, but fans in the audience caught something during the curtain call that spread just as fast as her Instagram posts. Megan standing on stage, taking a standing ovation, turns away from the crowd and wipes tears. Summarize, y'all seeing this? She just had her heart broken, shared it with the world, and still went out there and delivered a performance strong enough to get a standing ovation. And in that one moment when the show was over and the guard dropped the pain, showed that hit different. I'm not gonna lie, that hit different. So now we circle back, and this is why I said you needed the full story before Tory's response really lands, because think about what he allegedly said through his people that had told you so. Energy, and yeah, on one level, it's petty, straight up. Petty, a man sitting in prison still finding ways to insert himself into Megan's life. That's unhinged, no cap. But on another level, and I'm not saying Tory is right, let me be clear, there's something almost darkly poetic about it. Megan went from one painful situation to another, from being a victim of violence at the hands of someone she trusted to rebuilding herself to falling in love, publicly to getting cheated on and left. And now the same man who was part of that first trauma is allegedly watching it unfold from a cell, throwing shade through his circle. Because the question the internet keeps asking, and I want y'all to really think about this, is why does this keep happening to her? This is a woman who has everything: talent, money, fame, looks, 3-time Grammy winner, Broadway debut, by every standard one of the most successful women in music right now. And yet, when it comes to love, she keeps ending up on the wrong side of it, and maybe, just maybe, the hot girl brand that made her famous is also the hardest thing to balance with who she wants to be privately, because you can't tell the world you don't cook, don't clean, you're not wifey material, and then be in someone's kitchen every week making catfish and spaghetti without there being some tension there, some gap between the public image and the real person. And Klay apparently saw that gap and leaned into it. He let her be that private version of herself, the one who cooks, who fishes, who shows up for his family on Thanksgiving. And when it came time to match that with real commitment, he couldn't do it. That's cold, straight up, and that's why the internet exploded. Now we covered a lot. So let's zoom out one more time because there's something bigger here. Megan Thee Stallion has spent the last few years showing the world a different side of herself, not just the hot girl, not just the WAP persona, the real version, the one who lost her mom, the one who survived a shooting, the one who went to college while building a career, the one who cooked Thanksgiving dinner and sent people home with leftovers. She let herself be vulnerable with Klay Thompson, and it didn't work, and now somehow the man tied to one of the most traumatic chapters of her life is allegedly reacting from prison, watching it all play out, finding satisfaction in it. What if I told you the most heartbreaking part isn't even the cheating? It's the fact that this time Megan did everything right. She let herself fall. She cooked for him every week. She manifested the engagement. She showed up for his family. She supported him through a whole NBA season, mood swings and all. And it still wasn't enough. That's tough on anyone who's ever loved someone and watched it fall apart. You get it. Effort doesn't always equal outcome. But here's one thing I'll say about Megan, and I mean this. She survived worse. She came back from a shooting. She came back from losing her mother. She came back from one of the most public and painful legal battles we've seen in years. She came back, made hits, stepped onto Broadway, and built something real. She's going to come back from this too, and when she drops that song about it, gang, oh my God, that record is going to be lethal. So yeah, that's the full story. Tory breaking silence, Klay's cold exit, Megan's journey from hot girl anthem to fishing trips to Thanksgiving dinners to standing on a Broadway stage with tears in her eyes. It's all connected and it's all wild, yo. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. For real, no cap, y'all are the reason this channel keeps growing. And I see every one of you. If this video hit different, smash that like button. It takes 2 seconds and helps the channel more than you think. If you're new here and wondering why the comments be going crazy, it's because we don't hold back. We break everything down and keep it real. Always drop your thoughts below. Do you think Megan's dropping a diss track? Do you think Klay responds? And honestly, Tory sitting in prison commenting on her love life, is that peak delusion or just petty entertainment? I need to hear y'all. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're growing every day, and trust me, the next video, you're not ready. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.